Futures mixed here this morning. S&P futures turn negative. They're actually down from their pre-market highs. S&P futures down 0.24% as we speak. Dow futures barely holding on to green, up 0.03%, and the Nasdaq futures down 0.44%. It is worth noting that all of these future charts are lower from the pre-market high that they put in during the overnight session. So mixed across the board. We'll see how we open up here. Let's take a look at some cues from last session. Sectors gaining on Monday included consumer discretionary, communication services, and information technology, which posted the biggest increases, while consumer staples and real estate bucked the positive market trend, closing lower. The U.S. Senate passed a 60-40 vote with support of nearly all of the chamber's Republicans, thanks Rand Paul, and 8 common sense Democrats. The bill will now proceed to the House of Representatives and has to later be signed by President Trump and signed into law. The bond market will remain closed for Veterans Day, according to the securities industry and the financial markets. The CME Group's Fed Watch Tool projections show markets are pricing in 63.7% likelihood of the Federal Reserve cutting the current interest rates in the December meeting. I believe after the last meeting, we saw the CME Fed Watch Tool immediately say 68%. It's jostled between now and then, but now we find ourselves at just about 64%. So pretty much in line with where we were right after we got the cut. I know there was a lot of hoopla back and forth about, oh my gosh, are we not going to get a cut in December? When does the next cut happen? The whole 9 yards. But the percentage here from the CME Watch Tool, very, very close to what it was the day that we heard from Powell. We do have some more stocks in focus here. The first one's going to be NVDA. NVIDIA slipped 1.31% in pre-market on Tuesday after SoftBank revealed that it sold its entire stake in the U.S. chip maker for $5.83 billion. Now, first things first, this is a tremendous gain here for SoftBank, so congratulations on the successful, humongous trade. The bigger note here is this the start of rotation? Some of the things that we have been discussing as a group have been eventually there are going to be investors that rotate out of some of these high flyer names like NVIDIA. Also think Palantir while you're on that route. And now we're seeing SoftBank liquidate its entire stake. Now that money is likely to rotate elsewhere, so it's not necessarily something to be afraid of. But if this happens more and more, what does that mean overall for tech and perhaps more specifically the AI trade? Be interesting to watch this, and I'm curious to get your folks' feelings on what the SoftBank liquidation means, if anything. Next stock on our list here is going to be Big Bear AI. That's ticker BBAI. That surged 20.32% as it reported revenue of $33.14 million, which beat the estimate of $31.82 million, and a third quarter loss of 3 cents per share, which beat the expectations of 7 cents loss per share. So BBAI having a nice morning here today. Rocket Lab is the third stock on our list here. That's ticker RKLB. That soared 9.5% after it posted revenue of $155.05 million, beating the consensus of $151.75 million, and a third quarter loss of 3 cents per share, which beat the analyst estimate loss of 11 cents per share. So Rocket Lab also trading up here today. We'll see if that has any impact on any of the other space stocks that we've traded quite often around here. The next stock on our list here is going to be Paramount Skydance. This is ticker PSKY. That gained 4.92% despite missing its third quarter earnings, but it said it expects an additional $1 billion in merger savings. Also, it announced a new round of layoffs that will affect around 1,600 employees and said it plans to raise the price of its Paramount Plus streaming service in the first quarter of next year. How many of you have Paramount Plus? And what's the big draw to Paramount Plus? What's the content on there that you're after? Curious about that one. LivePerson is the next stock on our list here. That's ticker LPSN. That jumped 12.79% after reporting better than expected results and raising its full year 25 sales guidance. The company said it now sees fiscal year 2025 sales of $235 million, to $240 million. That's up from the previous outlook of $230 to $240 million. LPSN maintains a weak price trend over the short, medium, and long term with a poor growth score. Part of me wonders when and if this stock is going to turn around. Last stock here on our list is going to be Outset Medical. This is ticker OM. That tumbled 25.68% after reporting worse than expected third quarter financial results and cutting its full year 25 sales guidance below estimates. So OM.